Hi, and welcome back to another art class with Miss Gleason. Today we're going to talk about ancient Greek art and architecture. The ancient Greek civilization started with the Minoan civilization on the Isle of Crete in 3000 BC. However, the Greek civilization wasn't fully recognized as Greek until around 1000 BC with the development of Athens and Sparta. Known for the first Olympics and development of democracy, Greek culture was very sophisticated. And though they did have plenty of wars throughout their timeline, they also contributed greatly to the ideas of what is classical art and architecture throughout the entire world. Art in ancient Greece is split up into mainly four different periods: the geometric period, the archaic period, the classical period, and the Hellenistic period. One of the main forms of art during the geometric period was pottery. Pottery during this time period was made with detailed geometric patterns banding its surface, hence the term geometric period. These later turned into black figure pottery, a very well-known type of pottery. During the archaic period, Greek art became less rigidly stylized and more naturalistic. Paintings on vases evolved from geometric designs to representations of human figures, often illustrating epic tales or the gods and goddesses. Around 530 BC, we start to see red figure pottery, which is just the reverse of black figure pottery. It was done with painted brushes, though, which allowed for more detail, while the black figure pottery was done with an etching tool and etched into the clay. Statues during this time period often represented gods or goddesses and were very stiff and expressionless, similar to the ancient Egyptian statues that came before. In the classical period, sculptures and other art forms strived to perfect the human body. The sculptures and paintings began to be much more realistic in terms of body proportion and movement. Expressions, however, tended to be fairly stoic or expressionless until the end of the classical period. The Parthenon, a temple built to Athena, was also built during this time period when architecture began to rise. The Hellenistic period focused on more expressive artwork. It focused less on gods and goddesses and more on everyday people and the realistic body instead of the perfect body. This was also the beginning of the end for the Greek civilization. After the death of Alexander the Great, we start to see a rise of Roman domination in the Western world. Greek architecture had a long-lasting effect on architectural design. Here are three main styles of columns developed during ancient Greece. You can still see these on buildings today. The Doric column, which is a straight column with a very simplistic top. The Ionic column, which has the swirl edges. And the Corinthian column, which has a lot of floral and leafy designs. They were used to decorate a lot of temples and buildings during this time period, but also you see them on buildings today, especially you think about like our White House or our Capitol building. They have these same type of patterns and columns. The triangle on top of the columns is called a pediment and would often contain sculptures carved into the plaster. These were found at the front and back of Greek temples. Alright, let's review. How many art periods are recognized in ancient Greek art? Which came first, black figure pottery or red figure pottery? And can you name a building that has Greek architecture? Thank you all so much for listening today.